Nepotism. Nepotism, favoritism is what is killing this country. No doubt about it. You know, recently in the news, you hear Agradaa and Sammy Gyamfi. You know, if I were the president, I'll fire Sammy Gyamfi right away, not even a second, because the evidence is clear. I don't need to go and do any investigation to serve as a deterrent. Young men and women complete their university education, they did their national services, and even national service, you have to pay to get a good company to work with. If you don't know a politician, you cannot even do your national service. All these things are impeding progress, and because of that, because of nepotism, we always employ square pegs in a round hole. So it's a canker that we need to solve or resolve. So I'm glad you brought it up. And you also question about business and politics. It is not very easy. In business, I would have gone far than where I am today if I'm not a politician. Why? Because I belong to one political party. If there's change of government, they attack your business. The new government attacks your business. Even your own government, friends might look at your face and they don't like it and try to kill your business. But if you're a politician and you are not a businessman, it's different. You don't feel the pain. But if you're a businessman and you are still doing politics, it is not very easy.
Ghana update ni mema obibia akwapa any day di kan share Mr. Wada say obe subscribe na things or like then e wa share e di amame abusia be for the past last week ni there mami Agradaa and afin so e Sammy Gyamfi and trendy e wo ye mamu Ghana hasi ai ni nyina dan say e prophet na jogizi say ne mami o say ne papa 1 week ai chese e adofo na jamfo okuku ja no fefefe ma okudi ne mami o say ne papa 1 week eno e na mami Agradaa and so ye so the prophet na jogizi there it is a good relationship ewo homuntem mami Agradaa so timi kopie mu hobi na honorable Sammy Gyamfi so etimi ko hobi mami Agradaa hu Sammy Gyamfi na chese agro nko na chese efe mama party bopini no na okobi sa Sammy Gyamfi se won ma no sika no fanto petro na honorable so hwe ni ka nim na dollars bi ene woni ka nim na woyi ya wo kan bi mami Agradaa na wo kan 800 ene de mami Agradaa bichirimu $800 ana mami Agradaa agroso ene was honorable fade aka ne kan no hwie na chese efe keke eno ena Ghana for si dabi honorable na nsenya na se this year ya bosumi na emu ani ena mahama ede wokotena yeku good board na no honorable sikane de hweni ene Ghana for emini yakum omo se Sammy Gyamfi chiche dollars na enye se bia sika no de che mami Agradaa no ena Ghana for ebu afu dabi na Agradaa potin no nipa bonini no ai okita pad records e wo Ghana ha Sammy Gyamfi asen akoche ni sika eno ene chese itwa Ghana for nso mu ese honorable asen akoche Agradaa awonu akru yesen di mahama tem during election mu na wasen akoche ni sika dia abusua sa semi ene Sammy Gyamfi babonti chese ebe paache correct nenu ena honorable Kennedy Agyapong ababe react won so de na dwenkyere aba woni TV station so anase ni program bi ase okopie na ochemu se senko no ena mahama dia anka Sammy Gyamfi anka obe fire no abusua ene me na meka honorable na eka na o se CD no kura na NDC for the job monum se wo mu na amara CD ne so CD na timi ara ne kwa kwachi dollar no ze ni nyina Trump adaruma abusia honorable akasa yenko ene ni ntie honorable nsemi bi Mr. Wada say uti honorable nsemi wi be subscribe na face wa like then wa share video no ade amame.
So to balance it, all you need to do to enable you balance it is honesty. Don't compromise on your integrity. If you compromise on your integrity and do any fishy deals, any change of government, they will come after you and collapse your business. So if you want to do business and at the same time go into politics, you should know what is ahead of you. It's a high stake that you're going to take. Interest rates. First, to reduce interest rate in this country, I have to tell you, I am not scared. I will tell you the truth because I'm a businessman. You don't need the government competing with entrepreneurs or businessmen in terms of borrowing. The government is borrowing from the banks. When we create businesses, the government will get taxes from workers, the businesses, they will pay their annual taxes and everything, the corporate taxes. When the government has enough money, it will bring the rates down because they will not be competing with private sector for loans to do other projects. So creating more employment and flooding the market with goods and services will also bring interest rates down. Today we are talking about dollar. I hear in the news all over. The economists will tell you if they are fair and they are not playing politics with it. It is not a magic from NDC government. It's not a magic from MPP government that is bringing the dollar down. It is Trump and his policies towards the rest of the world's economy that people are not demanding dollars as expected. So the dollars are sitting there. Now they are competing with China. So whatever they are saying, if Trump and the world come together again, you will see that our country did not put or implement any policies that will bring the dollar down. So whatever you are seeing here is temporal. I am telling you, it's temporal. It is not any economic gurus in this country that is causing the cedi to appreciate and the dollar to depreciate. It is the world market that they are not demanding the dollars as much as they used to. That is why there's no competition and supply of dollar is exceeding the demand. As simple as that. These are basic economics principles. So we have to be careful with what they are saying about interest rates and all those things. It's not magic. It is the world economy that is falling apart and the demand for the dollar has gone down. Somebody asks about punctuality. Punctuality, I talk about time because if you become disciplined with your time, it affects everything that you do, even the decision that you take. So if they ask you to come at 7, somebody will tell you, I leave at Okanshi and I'm working at, I have a company called Platinum. We do the plastics. I always take buses to Kaneshi, Ashama, Tema Centra to pick the workers. With all this, some come and they are late because coming to join the bus is not waiting for one person. So when you are late, it leaves you and they come back giving excuses that I live at Kaneshi. When you were looking for a job, did you tell your boss that you live at Kaneshi and therefore you be coming to work very late? If you have told your boss that you be coming to work very late, would he have employed you? So that is no excuse. You knew you were staying at Kaneshi and coming to work at free zones. So if you start work at 5, you have to wake up at 3 to get there. No excuse. Because you know if you wake up at 4, you cannot use 1 hour to get to free zones. So punctuality is very, very important. And it helps in our daily activities. It increases production. And delays will also reduce production. So punctuality, punctuality, punctuality. That's the only way we can grow the economy. Industrialization, if I talk about entrepreneurship, what do you mean by industrialization? The businesses that we are creating. Somebody mentioned I have a steel plant worth 100 million. In fact, I don't know how he got it, but 3 days ago, the Indians came and they assessed the factory and they said it's $100 million. And I need $35 million working capital. Now, do you call Agyapong an industrialist or what? So it's the entrepreneurs who create the industries. So if we are talking about entrepreneurs, they are the same people. When we say industry, we have small scale ones and large scale ones. So at any level, those going into production, they are also part of the industrialization process. So entrepreneurs are leaders of the industries, and therefore don't get it wrong. They are the same. Language. Very interesting point. See, if we're able to use our own language, in Ghana here, they always say, oh, if you can't speak good English, it means you are not intelligent. That is what we call in Latin, fallacy of argumentum ad hominem. Okay? Because I have about 27 Indians at site now. You know, I had always had the impression that India is an English-speaking country and therefore they all speak English. It's not true. I took them to Noble restaurant one day, having lunch with the workers, the Indians. And all of them here are engineers, but they can't speak English. Only few. They use their language. And they are fixing all these machines. Those of us going to Accra will pass by the factory for you to see. So, look, I would have been one of the brilliant students if I had used my own language. Because born at Asidompim, not Papa. You know, at the Saudi College, when we speak, they will call me, and the young ones from Radiant Way, Morning Star Association, they all turn their back. The teacher, the master was, yes, the gentleman back there. And they will turn and look at Kwame Agyapong, Anu Blofu Cheme. You know, we struggle to use the white man's language. So I think it's very interesting point that you've raised, and we need to discuss further. Maybe we've gone too far so many years, but it's still worth trying. In our own language, you see many people coming out with flying colors. Real estate and stock exchange. My lady from Nigeria, this side of the world, there are two types of real estate. I have failed in real estate. Why? Because I build or buy and rent. Have so many houses empty, apartments in cantonments here and there, they are all empty. Those who benefit from real estate are the builders, those who build and sell. And you see, like that is not a lucrative business. I'll give you one example. The new factory that I bought that employs 350 people, I did not pay more than $4 million for that factory, and it's employing 350 people. I have a house in cantonments that the land alone I paid $2.2 million. So completion, what would be your estimation? So instead of going into real estate, preferably you go into manufacturing, because what I'm earning from the $4 million company, in the next 2 years I'll get my money back. Whereas the properties that I have are sitting there idle, empty. Nobody is buying it. You see so many apartment buildings going for sale, for sale. They are there for sale. These are the contractors who have decided to go into real estate. It's not a bad idea. The mere fact that you've given it a thought shows that you want to be an entrepreneur. So I will encourage you, but be careful which area you enter into. It's very, very important. But I'm not, honestly speaking, I'm not fascinated with it. I give you one. I don't have to tell you, but I don't want you to make mistakes. So I'll share my personal experience with you again. I put 3 million aside, 1 million at a bank for my new house, 1 million to complete my new coastal, and 1 million to do the earthwork, the civil works at the steel plant. Would you believe that the $1 million I put in my house is finished? And when you go there, it's uncompleted. The $1 million I put in the coastal, when you go there and see the level, something that is going to bring me money, when you see what $1 million has done with the new coastal, 31,000 tons, you have no idea. $1 million in the steel plant, when you go there and you see the earthworks that they've done. But meanwhile, the house, $1 million is like you have a sieve. Now you're dropping the water in there. It goes just like that. So you have to be careful with real estate. That is all I can tell you. It's good. It means you want to be self-independent. You want to do your business. It's good. But you have to be careful. I'm not saying I'm writing it off completely, no. But try other manufacturing areas and you see what will happen. And stock exchange. With what I'm doing with the industries, I call it lazy approach. You know, one of my daughters work at the Google, started buying stocks. One day, said, "Daddy, let me show you. I made $432,000. No, she's just about 24. I think this February she was 26. $432,000. Just about 2 months ago, the 432, because of the volatility of the stock exchange, the money dropped to about 200,000. But if you put it in a business where you have time to manage it yourself, you will see the outcome. They are in America and they don't know this kind of manufacturing and how they are going into it, and therefore they're going into stocks. It's good, but I call it lazy approach, because you can spend about $300,000 and have this water manufacturing company, and in the next 1 year you get your $300,000 back. So stock exchange and real estate, if you are into business this side of the world, you see that stock exchange and real estate, they don't bring money. I'll give you a typical example again. Donald Trump, when we were in America with Trump Palace and all those, then we have Hemsley Palace, all those. Now the tech guys have taken over. The tech guys, technology guys, they've taken over. So you should watch the trend, how it's going before you invest.
Abusia adwumapa on demand service for na ekase adwumapa on demand for say o pese wo di dwuma bia nkankangana fo am obrochire a obehia nipa didi so ya tilers anasa building constructors, fashion designers, chese auto mechanic bia o pese wo di sa adwuma bia ma no obekọ ye app no so na wa download adwumapa on demand service ayesa so obekọ www.adwumapa-on-demand-service eno so obekọ ko hu adwumadi edi nyina ni trimopo nyina ne se ye boawo ema okokofo obi ana wodi dwuma bi a nipa a okokofa no esansa wonnim na kira kwan bia nti no to bi kura nipa na gisika wie open here na hu no adwumapa on demand fo aba ama sa ha nyina afiri hɔ esan sɛ obi bia yɛde bɛma wo so oni dwuma bia ma no yɛayɛ background checks ehu sɛ sɛ nipa yi onim ne wɔyɛ ɛnyɛ kwankyɛn trefa ni bia onim de wɔyɛ ɛne yɛfa no ɛdena ma wɔ na nigisɛm baako wɔ mu no sɛ onipa bia yɛde bɛma wo a odi bɛdi dwuma bia no sɛbe eba krono sem anase si ebu afa so pa dia enya de besi na wanso san nim se sabe ko soja mu mpo a ye wo military police ono so soja ni oti soja ni eno me kire mu se eye adwuma pa on demand for no ye san so supervisors a abre nyina no omko rounds e ko check se adwuma na nipa no de beda ye no saa pepepe ene ye no na se adwuma pa on demand de omama adwuma no aye simple se bibi ni e na onte ase ampacho no wafa numbers no aye gusuo no no wafre